Yes, we are back for another season of Fridge Cam, and this is going to be
amazing!
Bigger videos, bigger events, bigger stomachs, and we're also launching a newsletter so that we can work together on some big projects that we've got coming up this year. Sign up in the link downstairs.
Remember, same as always, like, comment down below, and let's get this battle on!
Welcome to another battle where these three are going head to head to come up with their ideal bottomless brunch. That's an amazing plate of food that gets the best of both breakfast and lunch combined, and that's got to work with a cocktail. We want a jug of cocktail so we can keep going back for more. That's the bottomless part. Let's do it.
So we can keep going back, I'm starting most importantly with my cocktail. I've got some ginger beer, some smoky whiskey, some lime, some thyme, some honey. I'm just going to mix it all together and drink it.
How do you make a mimosa better? You add whiskey. That's how. I'm going to make a whiskey-style mimosa. Woohoo! Orange juice, Prosecco, Irish whiskey, some honey, and then just a splash of whatever is in this bottle. Dreams.
I'm making my version of a hot toddy. It has some apple juice, some spiced rum, some cloves, some cinnamon sticks, some star anise, and a bit of honey in a pan. Get it bubbling, get it into a jug, and then drink it. But let it cool in between, otherwise you might burn yourself.
Oh, what was that?
It didn't shoot out how I wanted it to, so...
I forgot mine's got some citrus in it, like...
Wow, where's Rachel when you want her to edit in what Barry just said?
I forgot to mention mine has some citrus in it.
I'm a freaking genius, that's delicious. Well, that's a bit timey, that bit.
You're using two different...
Oh, get over yourself,
You're using
come
single
on.
malt in a cocktail.
Someone's had a whiskey once, decided, oh, I've got babies now, so I have to really have a whiskey. Just shut up, it's delicious. Hold on to your bum cheeks, because it's brunch time, and I'm going to make things mental. I am making a million eggs Benedict. It's an eggs Benedict where every component is subbed out for something sweet, yet it still looks like an eggs Benedict.
Mate, I'm very confused by what you're making. You start by toasted muff, which sounds disgusting. Then you follow up with a bunch of very sweet ingredients for a brunch.
It's a sweet eggs
You're
Benedict.
making a pudding.
Yeah, absolutely.
I am making an incredible waffle-based brunch because they are the best brunches known to mankind. And on top of mine, slow-cooked pork, apple sauce, and homemade velouté. It's both elegant and umptuous at the same time. Brunches are meant to be a little bit filthy in your mouth. This just lifts it slightly so you can enjoy it.
What was the second word you said?
Umptuous.
How do you spell that?
U-M-P.
Oh, hey. You've just joined me in the middle of making a custard. In here, egg yolks, corn flour, sugar, whisked it up. In here was my double cream and my vanilla extract that I brought up to almost a boil. Now it's hot. I'm going to slowly pour it in here while whisking and then combine the whole thing bit by bit. It's going to make a custard. There you go. It's as easy as that. That then goes back in the pan and I'm going to bring it up to a heat to quicken it, to thicken it.
Pork into a pan. Slow pork, you see. With some white wine, some nutmeg, some thyme and some orange juice. This thing goes into an oven for 3 hours. If you don't have an oven, then give it to a James and he'll bring you back one that's been made earlier.
The thing I love about brunch is that realistically you can have any meal you want. So I'm going for steak, home fries, eggs. First of all, I've got to boil my potatoes so I can turn them into home fries. Whilst my potatoes are heating up, I'm going to start prepping my peppers, which is really difficult to say. For this, we're going to blowtorch them.
Okay, one of my seriously guilty pleasures is apple sauce. If I had a choice, I would put it with everything. Stuff the rolls, horseradish with beef, mint sauce of lamb, apple sauce should go with everything, including pork and waffles. And this is going to set this apart from everything else. And the velouté. And the celery leaves on top. Little touch. In fact, this dish has a lot going for it.
What is a velouté?
Ooh, it's like a bechamel sauce,
right.
But take the milk out and put in, well, in this case I'm putting in some cider and some stock.
Oh, this old thing, just a Swiss meringue. Egg whites, sugar in a bain-marie. This is soft and silky and therefore ready to go into a bowl and get whisked up in a machine.
Hey, can you do it for a bit? That was rubbish. Raph, can you do it? You've got good arms. Put your back into it. Thank you.
Here I have whipped cream to soft peaks with dolce de leche and a little bit of yellow food colouring. In this bowl I have normal cream, unwhipped, with a little bit of yellow food colouring. So I've got the top of my yolk, yellow, and the runniness of my yolk, yellow, so that when I put it onto my poached egg, it's going to look like an actual yolk that's dribbling down. It's one of those things that you've got to see it, probably. So, well, let's move on.
For my waffle mix, I've got some flour, some brown sugar, and some baking soda. Some milk goes in, and I have to fold in my egg whites into that as well.
My potatoes have been boiling for a few minutes. They're just cooked. I'm going to drain them. Then I'm going to cut them into quarters, and I'm going to fry them in a frying pan to get them all nice and crispy. Once that's done, I'm going to add in my onions, take out the potatoes, and then I'm going to cook it all up with a load of butter, some chives, some thyme, chuck in the peppers. Home fries, baby. So when you make a series like Fridge Cam or something like that, it's the kind of the running jokes that gets people coming back for more, and they feel like they're in a kind of club and they really like it because they get it. So to all those people who have seen one of our battles before, please join me in saying, Barry, turn your hob off!
Oh, why are you so touchy-feely about a bloody hob?
It's rather warm in here.
Lose some weight.
I don't like this new velouté Barry.
No.
The time has changed.
My velouté. I've got sand in my velouté. I was going to play the clarinet, but my mum made me play the flute.
You ever feel like you're living in some kind of weird dimension where things just keep happening over and over again? Now this is what you call a steak. This is going to be my bottomless steak brunch. Because it's so thick, we're going to have to cook it in a slightly different way. So we're going to season it really well on the outside, we're going to oil it on the outside, then we're going to get it into a pan and we're going to crisp up all of the outside, and then we're going to chuck it into an oven for about 10 minutes until it's perfectly cooked. Right, I've just added everything back into my potato pan. So we've now got the potatoes, we've got the onion, we've got the thyme, we've got the red peppers, and we've got some butter, and I'm just gonna stir that all through and let that cook off for about 10 minutes. In the meantime, let's turn over my steak. Oh, baby. All that's left to do whilst that is resting is fry off a couple of fried eggs, stack it all up on a plate, drink a cocktail, bottomless steak brunch.
Cheers, Lids.
Oh yeah. Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers.
Right, I'm actually going to start. Can I start with yours, Baz? Start at that end. So straight off the bat, that, I've already tried it, is the most incredible, punchy mulled cider. So it's slow cooked pork, applesauce, cider velouté, celery leaves, all on waffle with some pickled onions and pecans.
Your velouté.
fruity. It tastes really nice. Good one.
Proper cider, isn't it?
If I saw this on a menu,
Tangy.
this is the one that would excite me most. I think it's the most interesting. Jamie,
Hello.
Where is it?
this reminds me of a good all-American breakfast. In fact, the place we first had Manmosas, we had incredible brunch there. This is that kind of food.
What's your drink? Is that Prosecco?
It's a mimosa with Grand Marnier, some whiskey, and some honey.
I'm not sure you'd want to have many of those at Bottomless Brunch with all of that alcohol, but the fresh orange in it is delicious. This is quite simple. It's steak and potatoes, but if it's done well and that steak is cooked properly,
Well done.
done well,
Okay, good.
not well
Just
done.
checking.
If that steak is done well, then it has a chance of winning.
I'm
if
actually
honest.
really worried about how this steak is done because it's a different size to the one that James had when he tested it in the recipe lab, and so we've had to I've had to go with the
Less for
timing.
more.
It's had a good amount of resting time, and that
Tell you
is
what, mate.
delicious. Look at that. But I
Pretty
think
good.
it's pretty damn good. What I'll do is just carve off loads of bits. And one of the best smells in the studio today was charring those peppers.
Ready for pudding?
And that's exactly what it is. I wouldn't normally go sweet at breakfast, and I know a lot of people do.
I know it's not a particularly brunchy item.
It
but
looks it.
looks like a brunchy
It's a
item.
thing of beauty.
And try and do something differently.
That is super savoury with the ginger and the lime as well, because I have a funny feeling that blob of meringue is going to be a little too sweet for me. And I have a sweet tooth. But I don't want to pass judgment until we've tried it.
So you've got all the flavours of millionaire shortbread.
You do need the bacon.
Yeah, you have
You
to.
absolutely need the really dark chocolate sauce. And there is no denying that a mouthful of that is delicious. I'm not sure if you'd want the whole thing. It's incredibly sweet, but I like the fact that it's clever, it's different.
Wow.
It's more a novelty than anything, I
Yeah,
think.
but it is an explosion of flavour.
I think if you were doing brunch for your friends and you serve that up, it's the one people will still be talking about in months to come. A mulled drink for brunch. I'm confused, but the flavours are delicious. The waffle a little dry, but the concept, my favourite. The steak and potato and eggs is obvious for Jamie, but I don't know if it's that obvious as a brunch dish. It was cooked well, it tastes incredible, it's well seasoned, that's delicious. I'm confused the pair together. That has fooled me, because when I saw it the first time, not even today when you were testing it, I genuinely thought it was Eggs Benedict, and I thought, that's a little on the safe side for a brunch. When I found out it was sweet, I love the concept, and that is deliciously savoury. But I think it's too sweet for brunch, which is why it takes third place. Second, and the steak gets it at first. And I think if you'd overcooked the steak or you hadn't quite seasoned it, that's what took that through, was actually the delivery in the simple idea, but delivered very, very well. And I'm going back for another slice. But I don't get the final say. You guys do. There's a poll on YouTube. Go and have your comment and see if you completely disagree, completely agree, or are somewhere in between.
Also, you get to do this. Which, let's be honest, we all want to do that.
If I was to host a Bottomless Brunch at mine tomorrow, that's the one I'd do.
I've got to be honest with you, even though I won, I don't actually agree with Ben's judgment. I think maybe you should have come second.
I thought you said I should have. I thought you were going to say I should have come fourth. Regardless, you guys should like this video because not only will it show your appreciation for this video that you obviously did like, it would also help us out.
It would do. Make sure you subscribe and comment down below and let us know who you think should have won.
Also, you know that newsletter thing that we talked about at the beginning?
I do.
You should sign up to that and you can find out all about it down below.
Well, we will see you next week where I am going to be hacking it like a chef. That's Wednesday.
Hacking.
Hacking.
Hack it.
Hacking.